next year. But here's a couple things to keep in mind moving forward. No team has ever won the Super Bowl in the same season that they lost to the New York Jets. So, Arizona, who's blown out by the New York Jets, will not win the Super Bowl simply because they lost to the Jets this year. I have a good feeling about that. Now,
no, that's a very good stat. I never known that.
No team that's ever lost to the New York Jets has won the Super Bowl. I have
never paid any attention to that stat.
Yep, that's a quality stat right there. Okay, now we had mentioned to you guys in the beginning of the playoffs that when it comes to betting on playoff games in pro football, okay, don't pick spreads. Screw the spreads. Don't even worry about them. Just pick the winners of the games. If you had correctly picked the winner of all 10 games in this playoffs, can you guess how many times you would have covered the spread out of 10? 10 times the team that won covered the spread, which is, it's an anomaly, people. I know it doesn't sound like, well, what does it mean? It basically means most people go, oh, I think this team can win, but I don't know if they're going to win by this much, so I'll bet on the other team. Or this team is an underdog. I don't think they'll win the game, but I think they can cover. Or I think they're they can't compete with this team. And if they win, good luck. Well, no matter what the spread was, the team that won covered it. So if you had correctly just picked the winning team, which you may sound easy to do, but is not, you would have been 10-0 against the spread in the football playoffs this year, compared to last year where it was 8-3, and the year before that was 7-4. So each year it's gotten even better. So it went from 7-4 in 2007 to 8-3 in 2008 to 2009, where it's currently 10-0 with the Super Bowl to go, which means forget about the spread in the Super Bowl and just pick who you think is going to win. If you think Pittsburgh is going to win, but the spread seems too high for you, it's not holding true. It means if they're going to win, they're going to cover the spread. And if you think Arizona is good enough to win the game, then just flat out pick them. Okay? So, the team, I'm going to repeat this for you guys, the team that has won has covered the spread 10 out of 10 times in this year's playoffs. Now, a couple other things if you like over-unders, a couple over-under stats. In these playoffs this season, over the last 3 seasons, okay, spreads that were in the 30s are 50-50 over and under. So you're getting nothing. Basically, they're telling you if the spread's in the 30s, I don't want to hear it's a lock to go over or it's a lock to go under. It's 50-50. Don't let nobody fool you with, oh, it's in the 30s, that's such a low spread. It's low over under, it's got to go over. Or it's in the 30s, it means it's going to be a good defensive struggle, it's probably going to be under. It's 50-50 over the last 3 years. People, if you bet, these are very important numbers to understand. Spreads, over-unders in the 30s means nothing on which way it's going to go. So it's a crapshoot, which is the worst thing when you're getting. But you want every edge you can get when it comes to betting, and that's why a 10-0 against the spread record for winning teams in the playoffs this year is huge. 7-4 2 years ago is huge. It's a 3-game difference, but it's huge. So now, when the spreads are in the 40s for over/under, when the over/under is in the 40s, okay, the overs have come 9 times and the under 13. So it's in favor. There's a little trend there. When the over/unders are in the 40s, it's more times than not. It's a little too high for you. It's enticing because it's probably 2 offensive teams. But defense, what it's telling you is defenses step up. A lot of these games are going to be played with the over/unders in the 30s and under. That's what this is telling you. That's why when the spreads are in the 30s, it's a crapshoot. But when it's in the 40s, what they're telling you right now is it's more likely to go under. 13 out of 22 times it's gone under when the spread's in the 40s. That's a pretty big number. So keep an eye on that. The Super Bowls, I know most of the guys in my generation...
The big game.
There you go, the big game. Most guys in my generation are used to the big game being huge scoring games. But the trend in the last 3 years, playoff games tend to be played on the lower end. Like I said, in the 30s it's a crapshoot, and when the over/under is in the 40s, it's going under a lot of times. So keep an eye on that stuff. We'll have some big game stuff next week.
I know it's hard, but
we'll get to the official big game show next week. Maybe from Tampa. If I'm in Tampa, we'll call in. Maybe Anthony will come in here, run the studio, and I'll call in and we'll work it from like a remote kind of thing. And I'll give you guys my picks. You can pretty much figure out where I'm going. If you heard any hints of what I've said in this show about the New York Jets, for one, that's where we'll go over all that stuff next week. I just want to say congratulations to the Eagles and another wonderful get to the finish line and fall before you go through the wire.
Yeah, it's been real tough. Like, I have a friend I live in Philadelphia right now. It's just so hard. It's so hard being in that city right now. It's just...
Listen, they got a World Series championship. Let's not get too excited.
You got a real football. Come on now.
And you know what? Before we go, NHL fans out there, if you're a Devils fan, you are in first place at the break. Call us up at the Devils Arena, 973-757-6400. Do some group stuff. Ask for me. I'm there. You could ask for anybody. Just tell them you heard it from Dick Santino. Someone there will help you out. First place, New Jersey Devils. Did you have something you want to add before we go?
Well, I was going to say, hey, only by 1 point. I'm a Ranger fan.
Oh, please. You played more games. All right. Sit down. Silence his mic. All right, guys. How much time we got left? Like 10 seconds? A minute?
Wow.
You're giving me the finger. I thought he was meant to. He's giving me the finger.
Extra time, no music, me bitching and laughing.
This is what we're going to say. Good luck to you guys this weekend watching absolutely nothing but basketball because there's no hockey on this weekend. There's no pro football. There's just nothing on. If you like golf, the Bob Hope Classic is on. If you can't find a date this weekend, okay, you should be watching the Bob Hope Classic.
Yeah,
or hang out with Sean because Sean never has a date. So Sean. All right, we're coming out. I'd like to see you guys all next week. Hopefully, I'm from sunny Tampa. Anthony, thank you for being with us today.
Absolutely.
And take care, everybody. See you guys on the other side.
See you next week.